Hey guys, it's Katie Dowell with Raleigh Real Estate Law again, and today we're talking about every buyer's favorite question, which is cash to close. What money do you need to bring to closing, and how do you do it? There's three things that I'd like all buyers to know when it comes to cash to close. And the first one is only particular types of funds will be accepted. So without getting into the weeds of it, there is a law in North Carolina called the North Carolina Good Funds Settlement Act. And what that effectively says is there's only certain forms of payment that can be accepted by a closing attorney for your cash to close, what a lot of people call a down payment. This might vary slightly depending on what closing firm you're gonna close with, but the general rule is most firms are gonna require a wire over a certain amount, which is at our firm, pretty nominal amount. We're gonna require a wire. You should plan on a wire. If it's lower, you might be able to do a cashier's check, but those are really the only two ways that you can deliver funds. And again, check with your closing attorney because it's going to vary, right? So plan on a wire. No personal checks and no ACH deposits. This is something that is an issue if you send an ACH. When you are sending a wire, I would recommend you go into your branch in person and make sure that this is done correctly, because it can be very easy to confuse sending a wire with sending an ACH deposit. And ACH is not considered good funds. So if you send me an ACH deposit, it's gonna get rejected out of my trust account, and it'll take it 3 days to hit, and it'll take it 3 days to go back, and then you can send me your wire. So if the day before closing or the morning of closing, you send me accidentally an ACH deposit, you've now delayed your closing 7 days, and I can't do anything about it. So make sure you're planning on a wire. See our other video as to wire fraud. Make sure you're brushing up on preventing that so you do it safely, but plan on most likely a wire, if not a cashier's check, and never a personal check or an ACH deposit. And a common question that we get is, when do I bring funds for closing? When do I send that wire? The ideal aim and the goal for everybody, and what we hope to see, is that you're gonna send your wire the business day before closing. That way on closing day, we don't have any issues. It's in my trust account and we're not waiting on your wire to be able to record. Sometimes that's not always possible, depending on maybe we're waiting on your final figures. If you send a wire the morning of closing, you're generally gonna be okay, but aim to send it the day before closing and plan to confirm your final cash to close with your lender, not with our office. So again, we're gonna summarize those. The top three things as to cash to close. Has to be either a wire or a cashier's check, depending on the amount. To be safe, plan on a wire. It cannot accept personal checks and cannot do ACH deposits. So make sure you are sending an actual wire. If you send me an ACH, your closing will be delayed. And then finally, plan to send your wire for your cash to close funds the business day before closing so that you don't have to worry about that on close day. These are my top 3 tips for cash for closing for buyers. Thank you for listening today. We'll see you next time.